Now the drum kit is almost complete. One last thing, and that's somewhere to sit. So let's go and find the stool. Now, this should be the last bit of hardware that you should be able to find, so it shouldn't be too difficult to locate. Here we have the bass and the stool top. Again, two different sections here, so don't just pour it out of the bag, because one of them will hit you on the foot and it hurts. There's the bass. And there's the stem of the stool. Okay, let's set the bass up first. Now the bass, again, 3 legs, pull each, go around, just pull each leg down and make sure that the bottom bracket here hits the bottom of the stem, okay? We don't want that sitting up like that at all. We want that right on the bottom of the stem. Now that is then set. There is no sort of screws or anything to tighten up there. Thing to look for here before we put the stool top on is the height of the stool. Now, you can see on the top end here, there's a ridge at the top of the stem, no ridge at the bottom, so that tells you which is top and which is bottom. The ridge there is designed so that when we put the stool or the stem into the stool, we can tighten up here and the screw kind of sits into the ridge and stops that coming off, okay? So that's what that's for. Now, height of the stool, we don't know yet. We haven't really sort of sat down at the kit. So, again, just to give you a starting point, we've got 5 holes here. So what we're going to do is go for the middle one. Gives us, again, just a good starting point. So if we take that nut off there, take the washer off, screw out into the middle hole, washer back on, wing nut back on. Now, don't do this up tight, because the idea here is when you slide that into the base, the nut should sit into the square groove here. Now that's, you can see that there. So as the nut drops in, it sits into the groove. And on the other side, just make sure that you've got the washer sitting on the outside, and then you can do it up from there. Okay, and that's then set. Okay, so now we put the stool top on. Again, just make sure this is undone. The stool then sits straight onto that. We then have this nut at the bottom, which basically stops the stool slipping off all of the time. So we do that up, not too tight. It only needs to be tight enough to stop the stool stem coming out. There we go. Okay, so that's good. It still spins round, or it should do. It still spins round, but it's not going to come off. Okay, so that's set. That's good. So there we have the stool. Now, the stool is then going to sit directly behind the snare drum. So that gives us our complete CB setup. And the next thing to look at is sitting down at the kit and the position and a little bit of tuning.